places where there were holes last summer, and that would be tragic if anybody fell through that. Especially. So what else do we have? Yeah.
So our only challenge is that you can't control the mic.
Oh.
The stream deck is stuck in the
I'm not supposed to.
Well, I was trying to get this one to work, but I can't.
You were a tell us for Friday night.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Hey, Ken. Shabbat
What
shalom.
am I looking for? Test 1, 2, test. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are kind of working without a net. Well, we have a net, but we don't have a net, which is that there's nobody at the soundboard or the cameras or anything. So if I have to run back and forth a little bit, you'll excuse me. Our Orthodox colleagues don't have to worry about this because they don't use technology on Shabbat. But I don't really want to be an Orthodox Jew, so it's a trade-off. It's wonderful to be with you on this Shabbos evening and to have Annette Kozicki, our music specialist. Let me just turn this off. With us, Cantor Cohen and Rabbi Brown are on vacation. And I think they got to their destinations. I was on a Southwest flight, but I'll tell you about that later. Well, not for very long. So let's begin with Nigun.
Yes. All right. This is called Nigun Tishrei. I know it's the wrong month, but I just like it. Sing along. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai.
Kind of makes me want to go back to Tishrei, but not really.
I don't know when in the year that is.
Tishrei is when all the Jewish holidays are, so not really in a hurry to go back there just yet. Page 140, the high holidays, I should say. Page 142, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
So truthfully, I've been sitting at home all day wondering if anybody was going to come to this service. It was raining, it was cold, it's the long weekend of the New Year. I am so pleasantly surprised to see all of you. It really, my family is still in California. It's just been me and the dog in the house, and I kind of want to invite you all over because it's been so empty. It's so wonderful to be together on Shabbat. I know you come for many reasons. Some come to say Kaddish, to remember loved ones. Some come to offer prayers for healing. Others maybe to celebrate a simcha. We'll get to that in a moment. And, or maybe just to be with other people on Shabbos in a moment of sanctity as we close out one year and we enter into another. So whatever your reason is for being here, beyond the fact that I was lonely, I'm just so glad that you're here. And I would like to invite anybody who would like to come and stand with us as we light the Shabbos candles to come stand over here as we light the Shabbat candles. So if you'd like to, come on up.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
Men are allowed to come too, just so we're clear.
Only short women.
Only short women.
They can stand in the back.
So now we'll answer the question, how many Jews does it take to light the Shabbos candles? Because one of you needs to take the center candle and light the other two. Geda, I think that's you, you're closest. Yeah, all the goodies are there. Now we got the trick candles again. It really does take more than one to light the candles. I think you got it.
Yay.
Ah, it's a Shabbos miracle.
Are we going to do? No. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue page 131 as we begin the Kabbalat Shabbat portion of our service as we warm up to welcome Shabbat with song.
We're going to get warm tonight. I'm excited about it. Shir Ladonai. Shir Ladonai. Hang on, I've just started in the wrong key. It's usually in D, but I put it on a capo today. Excuse me. Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shir Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Bashru Miyom, Miyom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim, Kevoto, Bechol Ha'amim Nifleotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umlulav Me'od, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Yai Lai Lai, Ya Lai La Lai Lai, Ya Lai La Lai Lai, Ya Lai La Lai Lai, Ya La Lai La Lai, Ya Lai La Lai Lai, Ya Lai Ya Lai Lai, Ya Lai Ya Lai Lai, Ya La Lai Ya La Lai, Ya Lai La Lai Lai, Ya Lai Ya Lai, Ya Lai La Lai Lai, Ya La Lai Lai, Ya Lai La Lai Lai, Ya Lai La Lai, Ya Lai La Lai, Ya Lai La Lai.
Page 134, Zamrula Adonai.
So this one has a little bit of instructions. We're going to start on 134, and then we're going to the bridge on 133, the last two lines on 133. I'll tell you when it is. We're going to start off with just Zamru Ladonai. Zamru Ladonai. Zamru Ladonai. Zamru Ladonai. Bechinor, Bechinor, V'kol Zimra, B'chatzot Tzvot, V'kol בקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני. זמרו לאדוני, זמרו לאדוני, זמרו לאדוני, בכינור, בכינור, בקול זמרה בחצוצרות, בקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני. זמרו לאדוני, זמרו לאדוני. Okay, 133, last two lines. הריעו לאדוני, כל הארץ, כל הארץ, ביטחו ורננו וזמרו, זמרו, זמרו לאדוני, בכינור, בכינור, בקול זמרה בחצוצרות, בקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני. זמרו לאדוני, זמרו לאדוני, זמרו לאדוני.
That was written by this world-famous composer, Annette Kozicki.
Yeah,
It's her own version.
It's mine.
It belongs
like
to the
it.
Jewish people now.
Yes.
Page 138
welcome.
will welcome the Shabbos bride, Lecha Dodi.
Oh, my favorite part of the night. Lecha dodi likakala yadadai 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 kanei Shabbat nikabelai lai lai. Lecha dodi likakala yadadai 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 kanei Shabbat nikabelai lai lai. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmiyanu el hamichad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shemo tiferet v'lihila lecha dodi likad kala yadadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabelai lecha dodi likad kala yadadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabelai likad Shabbat lechu b'nei echad ki hi mekor ha'beracha merosh mikedem lesucha sof ma'aseh v'machshava tchila lecha dodi likad kala yadadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabelai lecha dodi likad kala yadadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabelai mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzim mitoch hafacha רב שבט בעמק הבכה והוא יחמור עלייך עמך לך דודי לקראת כלה ידעי 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 פני שבת לקבלה ידעי לך דודי לקראת כלה ידעי 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 פני שבת לקבלה ידעי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שררי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידעי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידעי 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 פני שבת נקבלה
We'll rise and face the door to greet the Sabbath bride.
בואי ושלום
Verse 9.
עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידעי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה, ידעי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידעי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה, ידעי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידעי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה.
Remain standing. You can turn back towards the front. Chatzi Kaddish, page 263. You're going to catch your breath?
That was good. I'm warm. All right.
Page 263, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
אמן.
בעלמא דברי חיותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם מעלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
Page 264, remain standing for the Baruch Hu.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Can be seated. We'll join together on 265, a prayer for evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim b'mishrotehem, b'rakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla, Adonai tzavaot shemo. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך, לעולם לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Amen. The Mi Chamocha begins on page 270, a song of freedom and redemption.
And dancing, if the spirit moves you. Ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha, ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar v'kodesh. Ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh. Torah deilot oseh veleh, Torah deilot oseh veleh, Adonai yiloch le'olam va'ed. Malchutecha בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה עלינו ויאמרו, זה עלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ילך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא דהילות עושה פלא, נורא דהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ילך לעולם ועד.
So I'm never quite sure what to do with a secular New Year. I mean, we have a multitude of New Years within Judaism. We have Rosh Hashanah, the New Year for months. We have Simchat Torah, the New Year for the Torah. We have Tu B'Shvat, the New Year for trees. And now we have this secular New Year, which is irrelevant to us on our calendar, but in the world that we live in, extremely relevant. And we live our lives by that calendar. One of my colleagues, Rabbi Paul Kipnis in Los Angeles, wrote a poem, a reflection that I thought was perhaps something we could do with this New Year. So I wanted to share it with you from him. On the next part of your journey into a new year or a new career, as you make a new friend or to your heart do you tend, we wish you b'chatzlacha, good luck. May your eyes open to glorious sights that will make your heart beat faster, and may your breathing slow enough to embrace the meaningfulness of it all. May your mind expand to explore new ideas and consider new possibilities. And may your thinking constrict enough to impede the inevitable kvetches and self-depreciating critique. May your sense of self morph and strengthen as you experience what no longer is, but what now just might be. May your awareness of what is and can be expand beyond what was and what you expected. And may the journey ahead be jam-packed with joy, joined with serious self-reflection, fullness of family and friends, amidst an abundance of fun and insight, inspiration, and much more than a touch of idealism. With love sweetened with laughter and healthy living, working, and being. May you interact with and as a part of an incredibly Hamisha humanity. Thus may you fill your heart and soul so that the journey ahead into the unknown may be exciting, energizing, and absolutely enough. May your new year and its resolutions, its promises and its possibilities come true, not because they are wishes, but because they are prayers, because we do what we can as part of prayer to make prayer real. It's not just about what we say in the sanctuary, but what we take from the sanctuary, what that saying of it does and inspires us to do in our lives. May each of us make this a good and sweet new year. We'll continue Vishamru, page 272.
Ya la, ya la la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la, ya la la la, ya la, ya la 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 la. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יא אליי, יא לה לה לה, יא לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא אליי, יא לה לה לה, יא לה, יא לה לה לה.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftachu, Fi Yagid Hilatecha, eternal God, help us find the words now as we join and speak with you in prayer. We'll rise, page 274, the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el hagadol hagibor v'hanora, El Elyon, gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot ve'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Please be seated. We'll take a moment now for our own private prayers and meditations.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיעו ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי
May the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart, be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. There has been so much illness in our community of these last few weeks, and certainly this year. Sometimes there is a taking of stock that takes place as we come to these milestones in the calendar year. Holidays to mark the time from before the illness and after, who was sitting with us and who is now sitting perhaps in hospital or on a bed of pain. Recognizing maybe the distance we have come from illness to recovery in the course of a calendar year or some part of it. And there are still many in our community who are in need of this prayer for healing at this time. I'm going to read the names that have been shared with us, and I'll invite you in a moment to share names of loved ones that you also would like to include in this prayer. We ask God's blessing of healing upon Michael Green, Ruth Fraxon, Semach ben Menashe Halevi Rikala, Meyer Tzvi, Evelyn Pitka, Rebecca Daum, Rivka bat Shefton Baruch, Hannah bat Sarah Vashmuel, Meyer Zalman ben Rachel, Daniel Gottesman, Bill Shaw, Vivian Garfinkel, Sarah Shiachi, Andrew Jason Bruce, Lawrence Daum, Claire Columbia, Jack Karp, Dan Badesh, Victor Lewin, Matt Good, Alicia Eckersley, Sipa Bat Ita, Leto and Jay, Asher Gavriel ben Mordechai Yehoshua Vasara Elishev, David Coulter, Apolina Wilshensky, Elena Cobb, Carla Zavot, Janet Gelb, Jean Angus, Judy Steiner Lossberg, David Shlomo Gorney, Andrea Jarzabak. If there are any others who are in need of this prayer for healing, I invite you to stand and call out their names one by one. We join page 371, Amisha Berach, a prayer for healing.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Now, let's just turn off your mic here. Shabbat Shalom. Well, that wasn't very Shabbat Shalom-y. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Thank you in the back. A few announcements. Hopefully you saw and took the handout as you were walking in. On Sunday, January, first of all, there's services here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and they'll also be online. Torah study, I think, tomorrow also at 8:30 via Zoom, if you'd like to attend. On Sunday morning, January 1st, after you've done all of your celebrating from the night before, you can get up at a little bit early, and 11 a.m. Our sisterhood has their walking group, so you can begin that New Year's resolution of getting exercise with our sisterhood, and that's at 11 o'clock at the Salish and Iron Knee Trail. Meet at the Salish Trailhead on the south side of West 16th, about 900 meters west of Blanca Street. No need to book in advance or anything, just show up with good walking gear, rain or shine. The next Friday, January 6th, is our family Shabbat service. So if you have young children, or you are young children adjacent, or you consider yourself a young child in some ways, join us 5:45 for dinner, and then 6:30 for family Shabbat services. There is a big kid service and a little kid service. Join us for either. And I think everything else here is, well, on Tuesday, January 10th, our Sholom Shishim has a wonderful program on Jewish genealogy. That's our seniors group, so they have a lunch, and a program with Gordon Cherry on Jewish genealogy. That's at noon. And not to be outdone, on the 11th, our men's club has their annual poker and pastrami night. That's at 6:30. You can sign up for that online Wednesday, January 11th. I think that about covers most things. I'm going to actually be recovering from my surgery at that point, so I wish. So have you heard about ChatGPT? You heard about that? Good. You're the right crowd then. ChatGPT is a long-form question-answering artificial intelligence engine created by a group of programmers called OpenAI. ChatGPT answers complex questions in a conversational tone. It's a revolutionary technology because it's trained to learn what humans mean when they ask a question. I know many humans that don't know what humans mean when they're asking the question, let alone answering it. You type a question or a request into the search field, and ChatGPT provides human-quality responses, typing it out right before your very eyes. It's magical. For example, let's just say, hypothetically, of course, a certain rabbi wondering if they, on the last Shabbat of the secular year, should take the many hours of study and writing required to write a sermon for a congregation that may or may not show up on this holiday weekend when it's raining and threatening cold and dark outside. Just hypothetically, of course. That rabbi could simply ask ChatGPT to write for them a sermon on really any topic, and that this amazing, mind-blowing piece of technology would spit out a coherent sermon, saving said rabbi, hypothetical of course, the time and effort of researching and writing and then rewriting, or even just thinking about the topic. Imagine the time saving said rabbi, hypothetically, might experience. What, I wondered, would happen if, say, that rabbi asked ChatGPT to perhaps write a sermon about Judaism and the impact of artificial intelligence on the accumulation of knowledge and wisdom? Who knows? I do wonder. Let's find out. Here is what the great rabbi scholar, Rabbi AI, from the school of ChatGPT, a great Talmudic school that never existed, thought you should hear this evening on that very subject. Rabbi AI. I'm not sure quite what voice Rabbi AI has, so I'm going to use mine. As we contemplate the impact of artificial intelligence on the accumulation of knowledge and wisdom, it is important to remember that Judaism has always placed a strong emphasis on the pursuit of learning and understanding. From the study of Torah and Talmud to the pursuit of secular knowledge, the Jewish tradition has always valued the acquisition of knowledge and wisdom as a way to deepen our connection to God and to the world around us. Rabbi continued, Rabbi AI. In recent years, the rapid advancement of artificial intelligence has raised many questions about the role of technology in our lives and its potential impact on the way we learn and think. Some have argued that AI could potentially replace human intelligence, leading to a world where machines are able to think and learn faster and more efficiently than we can. However, Rabbi AI, it is important to remember that Judaism values the unique qualities of human beings and the importance of personal growth and development. While technology can certainly be a valuable tool in the pursuit of knowledge, it is ultimately the human mind and spirit that hold the key to true wisdom and understanding. As we consider the role of artificial intelligence in the accumulation of knowledge and wisdom, it is important to approach it with caution and balance. We should not rely on technology to the exclusion of our own personal growth and development, but rather use it as a supplement to our own endeavors. Ultimately, Judaism teaches us that true wisdom and understanding come not from external sources, but from within. It is through our own personal growth, learning, and contemplation that we can truly come to understand the world around us and our place in it. So we should embrace the advances in technology with caution, using it as a tool to supplement and enhance our own pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, rather than relying on it to replace our own efforts. Shabbat Shalom. It didn't write the Shabbat Shalom, I put that in. 5 paragraphs, 332 words. It knows its congregation would appreciate the brevity. Good sentence structure, excellent grammar. There are some cogent points in what Rabbi AI is trying to teach. There's good lines like, Judaism has always placed a strong emphasis on the pursuit of learning and understanding. That's a good line. Judaism values the unique qualities of human beings and the importance of personal growth and development. I probably wrote that at some point. Rabbi AI is even capable of self-criticism. That is, if a non-sentient being can be self-critical, sentiency until now, of course, at least requiring a self to be sentient and self-critical. Rabbi AI provided this self-rebuke. In Hebrew, we would call it a tochacha, which I am sure Rabbi AI would have known and been easily able to translate the word rebuke into Hebrew if we had asked it. Even its relatively dim-witted ancestor, Rabbi Google, knows how to do that. So Rabbi AI offers the following tochacha. As we consider the role of artificial intelligence in the accumulation of knowledge and wisdom, it is important to approach it with caution and balance. We should not rely on technology to the exclusion of our own personal growth and development, but rather use it as a supplement to our own endeavors. And then the chatima, a Hebrew word that according to Rabbi AI, and here again I'm quoting the great artificial intelligence from the school of ChatGPT, chatima means seal or closure. In the context of Jewish writing, chatima often refers to the concluding words or thoughts of a text or discourse. In traditional Jewish literature, chatima is often used to mark the end of a section or a chapter and serves as a way to bring closure to the ideas and themes that have been discussed. Chatima can also be used to signal the end of a prayer or other religious text, serving as a final blessing or words of wisdom. The concept of chatima, Rabbi AI teaches us, is closely related to the idea of tikkun, which refers to the process of repairing or completing something. In this sense, a chatima can be seen as a way to bring completion and closure to a text or discourse, helping to tie together all of the ideas and themes that have been discussed. Overall, chatima serves as an important role in Jewish writing, helping to bring coherence and structure to text and providing a sense of closure and resolution. End quote from Rabbi AI. Again, 5 paragraphs, 165 words. And truthfully, as dictionary definitions go, Rabbi AI kind of nailed it there. That was a really good definition of that Hebrew word. But what did Rabbi AI offer as its chatima to the sermon about Judaism and the impact of artificial intelligence on the accumulation and knowledge of wisdom? Rabbi AI, in the name of only itself, taught the following. Ultimately, Judaism teaches that true wisdom and understanding come not from external sources, but from within. It is through our personal growth, learning, and contemplation that we can truly come to understand the world around us and our place in it. And that, my dear congregation, is complete and utter bullshit. Though sweet sounding, like something you might read on a poster in a yoga studio or maybe in a tweet from a celebrity influencer trying to wax philosophical, in regard to Judaism, it is demonstratively false. Judaism doesn't teach that true wisdom and understanding comes from within. In fact, just the opposite. Wisdom and understanding come from Torah, from rabbinic scholarship, from the wisdom of those that have come before us, from seeking truth and knowledge. Sure, ChatGPT got it part right. Yes, you must contemplate what you have learned, and one would hope to incorporate or grow from that exercise. But the source of true wisdom and understanding is not internal, as Rabbi AI teaches it. Were that to be the case, you would never need to read a book, take a class, study Torah, study Talmud, or anything. Maybe ChatGPT has all of the answers inside of it, whatever it is. But in my experience, most human beings have far more questions than answers inside of them. And it's through questioning and study that we arrive at knowledge and truth. By the way, I wasn't sure if bullshit, not a term I normally use in a sermon, in the synagogue, or in writing, was written as one word or two. The grammar checker in Microsoft Word didn't recognize the term either. So again, I asked ChatGPT, as it is apparently wise in all things, including the use of English slang. Turns out, according to ChatGPT, bullshit is one word. It is a slang term that means nonsense or something that is not true. The word is often used to describe something that is perceived as being insincere or lacking in substance. The word bullshit is considered to be vulgar language and is generally considered not appropriate for formal settings or formal writing communications. And it is important to be mindful of one's language and to use appropriate words and terms when communicating with others. The second part of that, being generally considered inappropriate for formal settings, sounds a lot like Mrs. Knopf, who was my high school English teacher. But then again, for art or emphasis, sometimes you need to break the rules and do the unexpected. ChatGPT, by its very nature, though, doesn't break the rules or do the unexpected, just the opposite, in fact. The bit that I understand about its programming and algorithms is that to do so would to violate its prime directive. But now I'm quoting Spock from Star Trek, and I don't really want to further confuse the subject by mixing those metaphors. The danger of ChatGPT and of Rabbi AI, as many scholars and teachers and authors and film and book critics, and now at least one rabbi in Canada, has written, is it's just close enough to right that you might not detect the bullshit. You might not know when it is wrong. And that is a danger for society and human thought that is profoundly scary and potentially ruinous. Already, with algorithms in our social media feeds and deep fakes in films and photos that can put someone else's head on somebody else's body or somebody else's words into somebody else's mouths. Fake news in all of its manner, and I hate that term, shapes and forms masquerading as real news while the fake news calls itself real news, but is fake. Trying to tell fact from fiction, especially in the age of the internet, where there is a vast amount of information available at our fingertips, is challenging to say the least. By the way, that last sentence was written by ChatGPT. It got that part right. It gets a lot right, which is why it's so hard to know what it gets wrong. So I will leave you with this last part of the Chatimah from Rabbi AI. And here I quote B'Shem Amro, in the name of the one who said it, as is the custom in Jewish tradition and scholarship. Rabbi AI taught, we should embrace the advances in technology with caution, using it as a tool to supplement and enhance our own pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, rather than relying on it to replace our own efforts. Nothing truer has ever been said by human or machine. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to turn in our siddurim to page 586 and rise for Aleinu.
Nicely done. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Judy, are you here to speak about David at the end of Shloshim? Was that? No, okay. Usually I get a note and the office was out this week, so I wasn't sure, and I know Shloshim is ending. We decided not to. Okay, good. And now I've embarrassed you, and I'm sorry. Page 594. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was a gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. On this Shabbat, we recall those who died during this past week or these past 30 days, whose families are in the midst of Shiva and Shloshim. As I read the name of your loved one, if you could please rise here or at home and remain standing so we can comfort you in our midst. Annette Rosalie Albert, Edward Dudek, Beverly Golden, David Corbin, Rosalind Shirker, and those for whom the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the death of your loved one, was on this Shabbat, if you two could rise as I read their name. Marianne Edelbaum, Evangeno Altschuler, Audrey Arbor, Ruby Aronin, Leah Bassing, Henry Berger, Marie Bertrand, Brad Bowen, William Butts, Hy Korn, Isidore Jacob Davis, Mickey Dornan, Violetta Eskenazi, Stefan Estrin, Alejandro Farjado, Fanny Faust, David Fox, Etya Frankel, Kurt Friedrichs, Sidney Gelman, Frankie Gopal, Rose Groh, Ray Horner, Timothy Ilisov, William Andrew Jenkins, Lester Kahn, Nathan Kaplan, Margaret Klein, Paul Krieger, Blanca Lederer, Gertie Lerner, Ivan Netter, Jan Pollock, Elsie Pudovic, Justine Wolden, Ratner, David Sayre, Leslie Sally, Sherry Salute, Judy Schulman, Simcha Silver, Ruth Smiley, Masuda Somech, Renee Stahl, Ben Verstig, Richard Michael Weinstein, Adam Orenka, Florence Wilder, Henry Zimmerman. If there are other names that I have missed or mispronounced, if you've come to say Kaddish for any reason, if you could rise and call them out one by one. We look around the congregation, we see all those that have stood in mourning, and we don't want them to stand alone. So let's stand now by their side to provide the comfort of our presence as we invite them and those who would like to join together in Kaddish Yatom, page 598, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal, V'yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah, B'yomah Divrach Yeruteh V'yamlich Malchuteh, B'chayachon V'yomechon Uv'hayeh D'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agalav Izman Kariv V'maru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Ulamei Omaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitroman V'yitnaseh. V'yit Adar V'yit Aleh V'yit Alal. Shemei Kudesha B'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Damiron V'oma V'maru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya. V'chaim Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael. V'maru. Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromal, Huya Asei Shalom, Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael, V'kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'maru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn comfort the breed among us, and we say together, Amen. We'll remain standing now for Kiddush and for Motzi, and then our closing song. Let's do it over here because the camera's only here.
השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kivshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reshit Hu Yom Tehillah Lemikrai Kodesh Zecher Lesiat Mitzrayim Ki banu v'charta Tanu Kidashta Mikol Amim V'shabbat Kodshecha Ve'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, B'kadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Strawberry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Have a little. You got a little. Okay. We'll join together in our closing song, Osei Shalom. Shalom bimroma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, bimru. Amen. Osei shalom bimroma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu,
koyosh v'tevel ve'imru. Amen. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Adonai Yishmor Tzetav Ulecha Me'etavi Ad Olam. May God guard your going forth and your safe return in the new year. Shabbat Shalom. Please join us in our social hall for our Oneg Shabbat services tomorrow, 10 a.m. That's okay.